Good evening. My name is Skylar Lean, and I am here with my friends Zach and Maggie. Tonight we will be talking about job order costing. First, we will compare job order costing to process costing. Then we'll discuss the sources of documents for job order costing and what an allocation base is with a few examples. Next, we'll move on to the sequence of events that occur in job order costing, followed by the job order costing evaluation and implementation. Finally, we will go over the 7 steps to job order costing, finishing with a quick example of a company that uses job order costing in their everyday operations. That company is Cessna Aircraft Company. Let's first begin with the definition of job order costing. This is a system for assigning manufacturing costs to an individual product or batches of products. Generally, the job order costing system is used only when the product manufactured are sufficiently different from each other. In other words, to keep the definition simple, job order costing is a product or service as a single unit. Unlike direct materials and direct labor, manufacturing overhead cannot be directly traced to each job. Therefore, we use job order costing to better apply manufacturing overhead to each individual job.
Our first topic of discussion is source documentation. These items are used to obtain necessary information for job order costing. For direct materials, the actual material cost can be found in the material order form. For direct labor, information is received from the actual labor cost, which can be obtained through a time card or sheet. Manufacturing overhead is a bit more difficult. In order to get the cost applied or allocated, one must use the predetermined overhead rate. The predetermined overhead rate is the total estimated manufacturing overhead cost divided by the estimated total units in the allocation base. What is the allocation base, you might ask? The allocation base is also known as a cost driver, which is the cause of the overhead. A few examples of cost drivers include units produced, direct labor hours, and machine hours. That moves us into our next topic, the sequence of events in the job order costing system. The sequence goes like this. The company receives the order from customers. Next, they schedule the jobs, followed by ordering the necessary material for each job, and then begin production. Remember to keep in mind that items produced under the job order costing system are not mass-produced, but rather of a distinct product or service. There are 5 steps in the job order costing evaluation and implementation. These steps are as follows. Identify the problem, obtain information, make predictions about the future, make decisions by choosing amongst alternatives, and implement the decision, evaluate, and learn.
The most important part in job order costing is the 7 steps. Step 1. Identify the job that is the chosen cost driver. Step 2. Identify the direct costs of the job. Step 3. Select the cost allocation base to use for allocating indirect costs to the job. Step 4. Match indirect costs to their respective cost allocation base. Step 5. Calculate an overhead allocation rate. This is the predetermined overhead rate. Step 6. Allocate over costs to the job by using the following equation. Budgeted allocation rate times actual base activity for the job. And Step 7. Compute the total job costs by adding all direct and indirect costs together. These are the 7 important steps. Finally, we will look at Cessna Aircraft Company. Cessna is an aircraft company that builds unique airplanes based on customer needs. These items are not mass-produced, but rather follow the steps in the sequence of events in job order costing system. Airplanes are not a product that is developed weekly. Therefore, job order costing is the best possible costing system to use. Each plane that is built is different from another. For example, Cessna can produce their single-engine jet for one customer and have the next customer asking for them to produce one of their business jets or Caravan turboprops. Cessna uses the 7-step job costing in order to allocate their manufacturing overhead cost per job. Job order costing is a system used by many companies that have a distinct product or service that uses a different amount of resources per job. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed our presentation today on the job order costing system.